Hey everyone, my name is JPM, and I'm here with my friend who has now gotten a top 8 in the sneak peek of the Doom of Dimensions with
Melodious.
Let's get into the deck.
Yep. We have 3 refrain.
3 refrain, okay.
3 couplet. These are the best cards in your deck. Best monsters in your deck at the very least. Obviously, seeing this card is very good. Seeing this card felt very good at 3. We being able to see it with any other Melodious monsters full combo, so that's pretty important. Quickly, this card searches any Melodious monster, and when it's used as fusion material, it gets placed on scale. This card, when it's added from deck to hand, except by drawing it, it summons a Melodious from grave, level 4 lower. And on scale, this sends a Melodious from deck to grave by targeting a fusion, and then increases attack by 200. That did come up the attack boost. And this one adds a Melodious spell trap from deck to hand. Very important, very crucial, very standard for the deck. We have 3 Soprano. I was originally going to play 2. The man recording this video convinced me to play 3.
Yeah.
The best decision he made, and as far as recommending what cards I should play in this deck. This card is very similar to Couplet, where it's not exactly full combo on its own, but if you see an extender, it's a bit more conditional, because you have to see an extender. Couplet can see any Melodious. Even if it's on hand, it's still full combo. Real quick, hard ones per turn. If it's special summon, you target a Melodious in grave and add to hand. The soft ones per turn, you can fusion summon with monsters on field, including this card.
Okay.
So that's really good. 2 Sonata. This is the only other one we play more than 1 copy of. This is the best extender in the deck. It's really good if you're getting interrupted or you're playing into draw, so you can make the link 2, which we'll get into a bit later. Yep. This card summons itself. Yeah. Non-once per turn, control a Melodious monster, and it gives all your fairies 500 attack and defense. Can come up for OTKs.
Yeah, the fact that it's not a once per turn is like it's so crazy. It comes up way too much.
Now the one-offs. We have Aria, Cannon, and Sophina. This card's fucking garbage. Respectfully, this card's garbage.
Which one?
This card's garbage.
Oh, Cannon? Really?
This card's terrible. I
like Cannon a lot.
It's cool. The issue is that the only way that you need extenders like this card also counts in this situation. The only time where you really want to see the extenders, like these 3, is when you're playing into stuff like draw, because they allow you to get into like the link 2, which can help you play through that by summoning 2 from deck. Or if your opponent went, you went like normal summon Soprano, right? Normal summon Soprano, you have nothing else. Then you want to see one of these 2, because again, like this card plus one of these 3 is really good, right?
Okay.
However, the problem with this is that at least Sonata has the benefit of giving you 500 attack and defense, which is really relevant. It's not once per turn. This card, bonus effect, it's like it can switch itself to defense, so you can poke with it and be safe from taking damage.
Yeah.
It's level 4, so I played it because of the Babushka. It didn't come up once, and it's just a worse Sonata. I would unironically maybe play a 3rd Sonata instead. I don't think it's worth it for Babushka.
Fair enough.
So this card's now good. These 2 are mandatory though. Aria, if it's special summoned, it allows your Melodious to not be targeted or destroyed by battle. It also prevents you targeting your Melodious monsters, which is very annoying. Because if you summon this before using Refrain Scale effect, you cannot target because Refrain targets for some reason. I don't know why, but Konami made these cards, so I don't know.
Yeah.
And then Sophina, the best worst card in the deck. This card is so bad, but it's so good.
It is pretty much your brick. That's what it is. It
is your brick, but it's also really annoying because you can't play cards that you would really want to play, like Pank. You can't play Pank in the deck because if you go Pank, try to attack main phase 2, Trivia Pop, you can no longer use the effect of this card.
Yeah.
You have some lines which with Soprano, they're a bit frail, so I decided to not play anything that conflicted with this card.
Yeah. For clarification, I do want to mention that Sophina, the effect, you cannot activate it if you activate a non-light monster effect.
It's like Transco Talker. Most of this felt solid. Again, this card I would take it out probably for another Sonata. I wouldn't play another one, but
yeah.
The hand trap lineup. Oh boy.
Here we go.
3 Herald, baby.
Yeah.
This card is so good, this format. Oh my god, it's so good. Being able to not only, obviously into Yummy, I didn't play Yummy today, but playing to Yummy, being able to negate and destroy this Nachi.
Yep.
So not only do they not get the field spell, they can't activate another one because it's 1 per turn, and they lose it. So they need, if they have the Marshmallow, however the new one's called, or like another extended like Obedience School, something like that. So this is very, very strong card. It's also really good into Dracotail. You can negate the Famina. If you want to, you can negate Lucius. I don't recommend that. Probably I would say this for the Famina. No.
Yeah.
It's a really good card. One of the main reasons to play this deck. We have 3 Ash. You do not like Fool Loss.
Yep.
Perulia, you can play around it to an extent. You don't like Fool Loss in this deck. So being able to negate is really good. This card's also really good this format, being able to negate Ketu, I believe is the rare fusion.
Iwahu, yeah.
Being able to negate that's really strong. Against Yummy, negating Obedience School is really strong. Being able to negate the Synchro is really strong. Against Canine, hitting Ripper or Isuna is decent. This card's just very solid this format.
Yep.
I did main deck 2 Droll. I would not main deck this card moving forward. There's some matchups where it's really good, or it's like at least decent, right? Against stuff like DDD, if it's seen play like this format as a rogue deck, it's pretty good. Against like rogue decks in general, this card's just really good. But against into like Yummy and Dracotail, this card's just really bad, especially like Dracotail. Dracotail does not care about this card at all. So I would not main deck this card. I would put this in the side for sure though.
Okay.
And then we have 2 Valor. This was here because I wanted extra copies of Imperm, even if it was a worst Imperm, because against Dracotail, being able to negate the Antalion, or however the fusion that bounces is called, is really good. It keeps them out of Famina access if they don't have the red one, and it keeps them out of just having like a bunch of material to be able to fuse within the opponent's turn for like a big Antalion bounce your board push. So that's really good. These are not hand traps necessarily, but they're fulfill a similar purpose. Droplet.
Yeah.
I would not play this deck without Droplet. This format. This
Droplet is really good
This
right now.
card is insane. So this card, obviously being able to break boards really good, being able to use it as interruption is really good. The main use of this card, unironically, is that, especially against Dracotail, being able to activate something like Ostinato or First Movement Solo, and then negating like with Flame, you're able to go Droplet, send the Ostinato, negate something like the other fusion. It's really good being able to negate a card and then resolve your play. Really, really strong. It also comes up against. It came up against DDD, against like Siegfried. Yeah. My opponent went Siegfried negate Ostinato. I chained Droplet, sent the Ostinato, negated the Link 3, and then just able to push through the board. So really, really good card. And the last hand trap is 3 Imperm. This is just better Valor. It's also good going second as a board breaker. This card's really, really good. Again, the only one I would probably take out is the Droll. I would maybe play Ghost Bell in this slot instead.
Or if you had Fool Loss.
Well, if I had Fool Loss, I would play Fool Loss. But,
Yeah.
we don't have.
By the way, just in case, yes, this is a budget version of a Melodious. It should be in the title.
This deck has some insane spells. The shiny and beautiful First Movement Solos.
Yeah.
The shiny and beautiful Ostinatos. And the common poor Concerto.
Don't be fooled. They all cost the same amount.
So, this card's the easiest to explain. This is your target for Couplet. If uses with hand, field, or your scale, and then on grave, if a fusion Melodious fusion is sent to graveyard, you put it in bottom of the deck and draw a card.
Yeah.
Really good that it recycles itself, so it gives you consistent adds with Couplet, meaning that if you just add this every turn, you can fuse your skills away every turn for a Bacha. That's really, really good. You only need one. You can search it, and Kashtiro's not in the format anymore, so you don't have to worry about them banishing for the top of the deck. These 2 cards, I don't think I need to explain too much. This is Emergency Teleport for the deck. It locks into Melodious though, so you do keep that in mind. And this is just the best branded fusion of all time.
Yep.
Not once per turn. As long as you control no monsters, you can use this as many times as you want. So that's pretty good if you draw multiple in something like Dracotail, which can negate your first Ostinato. You can just drop the second one and watch them cry.
Yep.
The last 3 in the deck. Prosperity, called by Talents. This deck can play Prosperity pretty freely. It should only banish 3 though. I don't think you can get away with banishing 6 unless you're really desperate. You can usually just banish some of the extra cards you have that you're either not going to make because you're locked, or they don't come up because your Melodious cards are actually better at breaking boards for the most part, except like maybe Typhon, which didn't come up a single time today, funny enough. Call to the Grave. It's really good this format, being able to negate Droll, which isn't as good into this deck, but still keep in mind that you can do that. Being able to negate Ash on Ostinato though, that's probably the biggest use of this card. And going second, being able to maybe hit certain cards that you wouldn't want to see, like stuff like Famina in Dracotail matchup. And talents obviously is like really good. That's a clean 40 card deck.
Yep. Now let's get into
The
extra
deck. 3 Bacha. The third one didn't come up, but I needed to fill space for the extra deck, so that's why I'm playing 3. I would still probably play 3. This deck really has a pretty loose extra deck. Like you don't make a lot of cards. The only consideration is maybe like if you have an SP, take one of these out for an SP, but like that's really it. This card, when it's fusion summoned, it summons a Melodious from your deck. When it's sent to graveyard, it summons one from your graveyard, and the activated effects of your Melodious fusion monsters cannot be negated. So, very solid card. The best fusion in the deck, not even close. This is like the card that makes the deck work. So we have this. We have 2 Schubertas, shiny Schubertas.
Yeah.
This card's okay. It's really good being able to banish 3 cards quick effect speed. You're able to reset this as well with a toil, which we'll get to in a second. But like, I didn't play against Yomi, and against Yomi that's a lot better because you're able to, if they go Snatchy at the field spell, try to revive a level 1, you're able to Schuberta the level 1. That cuts them off of that, so they need an extender for that. That's really good. But against stuff like Dracotail, it does cut them off resources, but it's like a slow burn of cutting them off of resources that they can't get back, which isn't super high impact. It's still okay, but it's not like super high impact. It is pretty good into like the Anthalion though. Like if they try to bounce a bunch of their stuff from their grave to their hand, and you have Schuberta, you do a Schuberta banish the stuff they're trying to add. That's pretty good. But aside from that, it is like a solid enough card, and it's like the only end board piece you have aside from the toil. Which, speaking of, we have to what's all here. This card is bonkers. This is a card you want to make ASAP. You want to turbo into this card. You want to make sure that your plays are Nibiru proof, and this is the way to do it. So a toil, it needs 1 Melodious Maestro, 2+ Melodious monsters. This basically, when you during any turn, you're able to banish any number of Melodious cards, and then return any number of face-up cards your opponent controls to the hand. This effect does not target. The return cards to the hand is optional, so you don't even have to do it while your opponent controls cards. Meaning that, for example, if you have something like this, right? You are able, if your opponent goes Nibiru, you're able to go Shane a Toil banish your board, bounce to nothing because there's nothing on the field, but Nibiru fizzles out, and you're able to get your board back freely. This also helps reset the Schuberta, which is pretty important. You're able to, every single turn, get the Schuberta back online with the banish 3. That's really good. Then if it leaves the field by an opponent's card, it gets any Melodious from your deck or extra deck in 1 summoning conditions. Something that did come up where I allowed my opponent to just get rid of the toil because I had no there was nothing good to bounce at the point at that time. So I just did that, summon Bacha, and then Bacha summon another guy, and another guy get another guy with reframe to couple it into Soprano. Soprano added 1 from grave to hand, and then I had drop it, so I could drop it this away and then revive the 12. That's really strong.
Yep.
So that's something to keep in mind. This card is really good. Again, you want to turbo this out as quickly as possible. And then these two, this card came up once today. It's pretty good into OTKs. This card comes up against monsters that are too big to deal with, that you can't necessarily bounce.
Yeah, but they pretty much can't out that usually.
Or when you need to like just finish your opponent off and they have like a big dude that maybe like you can't, the game's too much attack or something like that. So like you're able to attack with this and then like destroy it and burn them for the attack. It's fine. This card's fine. You need to play it because there's not a lot of other Melodious to play. So these are all the Melodious features you can play. So it's fine as one of this card. This card comes up when you're trying to OTK.
I honestly think that like Bloom Diva comes up a lot especially in grind games. Because if you're playing against like something like Lunar Light, they go for the Liger Dancer, then you're able to just like make this and just put them in a position where you're just constantly like, doing damage and doing damage and doing damage.
Against like towers type monsters, this card's really good.
Yeah, so I feel like it's a must-have just because of that scenario.
Yeah. Again, but it is the least relevant out of all of them. Like, it's the one you're gonna make the least.
Yeah.
Unless like the matchup demands it.
Exactly.
Gravity Controller, you must play this card. This card helps you play when your bot trick gets negated, especially with your Ostinato lines. Even with your refrain lines, like if your opponent negates it and you have like refrain and couplet, yourself will still like refrain, send a Melodious from deck to grave. Gravity Controller, then this revives the Melodious. That's really strong. The effect on field that if it attacks a monster, it bounces itself and the monster to the extra deck. It's also really good, so do keep that in mind. This card actually has a relevant on-field effect.
Yep.
This card, this fuck-ass card, this is one of the best worst links ever made. I am convinced.
Yeah.
So, this card on link summon, discard a card for cost, summon 2 Melodious from deck to the zones this card points to with different levels. But your Melodious lock, it has to be in defense position. Obviously, being able to summon 2 Melodious from deck, even if you're locked 2 Melodious, which you don't really care about, that's really strong. Few annoyances though. First, you have to discard. That's annoying for this deck because this deck doesn't really get a lot of advantage. It mostly goes even, except the Concerto draw. That's like the only time like where you really plus, right? If your opponent does something like Ghost over this, this effect will not resolve because it has to summon to the zones it points to. So that's terrible. That means also if they bounce it, it does not resolve, which is awful.
Yep.
So again, and the level requirement is kind of annoying because sometimes you want to summon to level 4 but you can't. Something like an Aria and a Sonata or a Soprano.
Yeah.
You can't do that, so that's a bit annoying. But you still have to play it. It helps you play into draw. It helps you play into like interruptions in your bot set. If you have an extender, you're able to summon the extender to make this, right?
Yep.
Pretty important. Lizardos, funny enough, I had a chance to make this today into a Malice match. This would have won me the game because I would have been able to activate Ostinato. I didn't do it and I lost the game because of that, so that was on me. But this card is usually there if your opponent Nibiru's you and you have a token, or they give you like a monster, or you have a non-Melodious monster. You're able to link any 2 monsters into this, banish this from field, draw a card, and be able to resolve stuff like Ostinato for first movement solo. So very important. Protector de la Gente Luna.
Yeah.
This Agent Moon. It's just a good card. It's a fairy. Tribute itself to Papa card. Not much to say. It's just a solid link too. That's it for our links, however. And now for our XYCs, we just have Dracotail and Typhon.
My goats!
This didn't come up today at all. There are lines where you can make this. I don't like those lines because those lines lose to Nibiru pretty hard.
No, my goats!
But if you play something like Zeus instead of the Typhon, this could come up, and in that case, the cannon would come up. And Typhon, I didn't make it a single time today. Decks like Dracotail, a lot of time don't really like summon 2 or more times from the edge deck. They will just go Anthalion pass.
Yep.
And then like other times, like even if I summoned this, I would have just lost the game, so it didn't really matter.
No.
So
not adding to the Typhon losing percentage.
Yeah, I'm not doing that shit, but that's our extra deck. For our side deck, we have 1 Elegy. I would either main deck this or just not play it at all. There's not a moment where you want to side this. Against Dracotail, if you end on this, as well as the Aria is really good because Pan and the other one don't target. So, like the big one, like the red one and the green one. However, especially like if you're gonna see with my side deck, a lot of times I'm just like side decking like 6 cards for going first. I don't have like 6 cards to remove already. That's like really hard to side deck with this deck because all the cards are like pretty good going first or second already. It's literally impossible for me to find like a 7th card to side out. So I would either main deck this or just not play it at all. I don't think it's good in side deck. We have 3 Dark Ruin No More. I didn't play against Yomi, which is like the main matchup for this. I decided it against DOOD. I didn't see it anyway.
Gobernador Oscuro no más.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a good card for a lot of decks this format where like they're just like big ass combo, leave a lot of monsters on board.
Yeah.
It's pretty good right now. Sadly, didn't play the matchup where it's good. Dracotail doesn't give a a rat's ass about this.
Yeah, Dracotail just doesn't care.
This card does actually hurt Dracotail a lot. Lightning Storm and Duster. I did not see them once in my 2 Dracotail matchups.
Happens.
I don't know. I don't need to explain these cards. Destroy all monsters, all attack decision monsters, destroy all spell traps, destroy all spell traps. You know. Board breakers are good in the side deck. Who would have guessed? I decided to cross out. I decided this one time. I would either try to find space for it in the main deck or just not play it at all. I don't think this card's good in the side deck, however. Next up, we have 3-Dimensional Bear. Little annoyance with this card, if you're playing into Dracotail and you're siding this card, do please remember, it will also negate your own fusions. This almost came up for me, however, in the position I was, I had an Spoil, a Shuberta, and an Aria. I was able to just go Chainlink 1 D barrier, or Chainlink 2 D barriers. I was trying to actually poly. Chainlink 3 at Spoil to banish everything to bounce. So that way it didn't conflict with it. But do remember that because you don't want to be in a scenario where you negate your own stuff.
Yep.
Still, a must play right now. This card's really, really good. Hits Yomi, hits Dracotail, hits Canine to an extent, depending on which version they're playing. It's really, really strong right now, so would play it. And then for the last 3 cards, Judgment, Rivalry, Gosen.
Yippee!
Didn't cite them too much though. This card I did cite basically every time I went first. It's Judgment. Like, what else do you have to say about Judgment?
Yeah.
So that was it for our side deck and our deck in general.
Okay, now how you feel about getting top 8?
Pretty good. This deck felt pretty good. That's all I really have to say about it.
That's awesome. Welcome back to the channel as always, because we haven't seen you since the Salaman Great like deck profile like 3 years ago.
Back when I was Salaman based.
Choo! Dude, I miss Salaman Great.
I miss it too, dog. Don't tell.
But yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and let's go.